Hey guys, so I'm coming to you with the community update. Last night I went to Orange Center Elementary for the community meeting invitation, the follow-up for District 5. We discussed the parking garage that would have been potentially constructed on Orange Center Elementary's property. They have decided at this time we do not have the capacity in our neighborhood to support a parking garage. So that's not something that they're going to build in the future. But if you would like to see some of the recap of the meeting, that will be in the next slide, and the information for the additional meetings, if you guys would like to attend the school board meetings, I will link the actual schedule above. So if you have any questions, my name is Afrika Henley.
It's free agenda, so you have an opportunity to share your concerns. Okay, so do we have any questions?
I do.
Yes, yes.
I have a copy of that you just read.
Am I able to do that? Is that public? Okay, I'll give it to you. Give it my neighborhood, so I'll make a copy and I give it because it's right there. The statute's right, it explains clearly that when OCPS decides to build on their property, they don't have to get permission. But cordiality states that when you're building something in the community, you say, look, this is what we want to do. You know, this is where we are. You know, and we're hoping that it's there too, that they're hoping that we can have a relationship that's compatible. You'll understand why we need to do it and the need for it, but we don't have to get anybody's permission, because it's like when you have a house at 3501 Rogers Drive, and you want to add another bathroom. You go get the permit and all that, but I don't go to every one of my neighbors on Rogers and ask them, do you think I should get a bathroom? No. But I do have to get a permit to make sure that buildings, and if I change my house into a restaurant, a bed and breakfast, that's another thing, because now I'm friendly for the community members in terms of whether or not they want this area to become commercial or to remain as residential. Now that I have to do, but if I want to add another bedroom, take my one-car garage and make it a three-car garage, I don't need your permission. It's my property. However, cordiality may suggest, talk to my neighbors, you know what? There be some men working over here, there be some people in the yard doing this and that. This is what I'm doing. So you won't have to think, like, what's going on? With my neighbor, Ms. Johnson, I'm getting ready to get some plumbing done. She said, there's a lot of people in your yard, these two white guys in your yard, they was digging up stuff. And I said, Ms. Johnson, I'm getting a bathroom work out. She said, okay, I just want to know, So she was concerned, okay? Yes.
This might seem, I don't know. Thank you so much.
Orange County Public Schools.
Public school. Did you all purchase that school? How did they purchase that? Because when I bought my property, I purchased it out of my pocket. How does Orange County own school property?
Okay, we have an attorney here. Thank you. That's why I tell you need to stay. Thank you. Now I have that out, I think he does. This is our attorney, Mr. Don Pomerini. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. So, property is purchased through taxpayer dollars. We pay taxes to, always pay property taxes into Orange County schools for various purposes. Paying for teachers, paying for buses, paying for facilities that we have to build. So there's actually a portion of your property taxes that talks about capital millage. And that portion of the property tax is utilized to build buildings and to construct facilities and to buy land. So that's how we own this property. The taxpayers pay taxes to us. We purchase the land. We also have the half-penny sales tax that we've had since, I think, 2002, and don't quote me exactly on that. But that has been utilized to buy land all throughout the county and to build schools and to redo schools. And this is a school that was rebuilt as part of the capital improvement project that we have. But yes, it's taxpayer money.
Yes, I do know that, but what I'm saying, you're using taxpayers' money, but they don't have the right. In the beginning, you make the plans, you don't come to the community and say, do you want this on this property? Because you just said it's taxpayers that pay for the property. It does not belong to Orange County Schools. It belongs to the taxpayers.
But under the Florida Constitution, the Orange County School Board has the authority to build on land that it owns. It has the ability to purchase property, and it has the ability to build on land that it owns. Also, when it's an existing school site, and this is an existing school site that we have, right? As long as we are not increasing the student population by 5% or more, as long as we're not building a stadium, and as long as we're not doing other things and we don't have an interlocal agreement, if all we're doing is expanding on the existing property, we don't have to go to, in this case, I believe it's Orange County government, to ask them for permission to do that, because we exist as, it's a state statute, number one, but number two, we exist as a separate entity under the Florida Constitution. The Florida Constitution has created us, the Orange County School Board, to make sure that we have schools all throughout this community, where to place them, and where to build them, and what format to build them.
Just keep our center the way that it is now, with enrollment, and then work towards the KD.
So-
That's my concern.
So
I understand that the garage is not going to be built. I understand that very well, and I'm glad.
So I'm going to give up the mic because I'm not the guy who does zoning. And, you know, obviously school zones are created by the school board, taking into account, you know, we have to draw lines to make sure we can fill the facility as close to capacity as possible.
I would hate to see Orange Center closed up because of enrollment. And
That's
so
not gonna happen.
I didn't say it was, but in as much as we didn't meet the first goal, what are we doing to maintain and keep the school here in our community? It's very important that we have a school in this community.
So when I first got to the school board, and I'm gonna turn this over back to Mrs. Feldman, but I can tell you, when I first got to the school board, one of the first things I did was work on the end of the desegregation case, and work on the settlement. And I remember in that settlement that one of the schools that we committed that we were gonna rebuild was Orange Center Elementary. And we have a facility here that we've built, and under state law, Castaldi's 50 years, right?
Yeah.
So there's a standard that says, the Castaldi standard that says when you construct a building, you basically have to keep it in use for 50 years before you can tear it down or do anything like that. So we have made a significant investment on this site. We are not going to do anything to close this site. It's going to remain a viable school. Children are going to continue to be educated from this community at this school. But, you know, with respect to zoning and how many kids we zone into that, that's where my expertise ends. And I'm going to turn it back to
So you said the protocol.
Yes.
My name is Frederick Brooks, Dr. Frederick Brooks. I'm the principal here at Orange Center Elementary School. Just completed my third year here. I'm going into my fourth year. I came over in 2020 in the middle of COVID. Oh, wow. And a great question earlier about what our plans are to increase enrollment. We have, Orange Center Elementary is a STEM magnet, all right? And a magnet is just that, and it's put in place to recruit. In the age of school choice, that's exactly what we're doing. We're working hard to be competitive, to have our name out there when those school choice applications open for parents. The last couple of years, I feel like we made great strides moving in that direction. When I first got here, our school was a D school, according to the state of Florida. I'll just put it like that. And we're currently a B school.
Woo! That is really good.
Which helps when we're recruiting, because one of the first questions, and we get a lot of interest, being that we're a STEM magnet, and because that's today's world, right? When you think about COVID and everything that we dealt with COVID, we need creative and innovative thinkers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interest out there in this world in STEM careers. What's special about Orange Center is that there's also minority representation in STEM is low. So I was talking with someone the other day about our students, especially minority students. And when we expose them and show them a pathway to different things, they excel. We have some very bright students, we have some very talented students, we have some very gifted students at this school. And we have some very talented and gifted teachers at this school. And we're working hard to retain teachers, we're working hard to recruit teachers. And that's a hard job. That's a hard job in this day and age when there's a shortage of teachers. And what I've appreciated about this community is just what I see tonight. You guys care. I care, we care. And at the end of the day, the students will benefit. So that's what I hear and see here tonight. But I want to get back to STEM and the school choice piece. So one of the main questions we get when we get parents who are interested is, what's your school grade? So it's very important that we work hard and we keep our school grade. It is not the only measure out there of success. I want to be very clear about that. It's not the only measure. And the state changes things a lot. So you might see some things this year because last year when we got to a B, there's 7 components that's used to calculate a school grade. All right.
Here, and it already gone through the city ordinance, it already been approved. Before